Real estate is the most powerful wealth building tool in the world. And the crazy part is you don't need millions and millions of dollars to invest in it. I'm about to show you how to start investing in real estate in 2025, even if you're a complete beginner. No big savings, no fancy degrees, just the right plan and tools to make it happen. Here is why you need to act now. Housing inventory is still at all-time lows. Demand for housing both on the retail side and the rental side is sky high, and AI is completely revolutionizing the industry and changing how people invest. If at any point in your life you thought about investing in real estate, this is your chance, and 2025 is going to be an incredible opportunity for those that have a plan. Step number one, educate yourself. And I know that may sound too elementary for some of you, but most of you are not doing this properly. There are a few different reasons why you need to educate yourself, and there are also very simple ways to educate yourself. The reasons you need to educate yourself is because you need to understand the basic fundamentals of real estate and real estate investing. There are a couple different reasons for that. The first one is you're able to build confidence if you understand something, because you understand what the words mean and the types of things that are being said on a podcast, on a YouTube video like this, or reading a book. You'll be more confident to eventually take action. The second, and probably more important, is when you're meeting other people, talking to contractors and talking to other investors, when they're talking the talk and they're talking the lingo of a real estate investor, you're able to understand the conversations that they are having, and you're able to be a sponge and soak in those conversations so that you can learn and connect in the future. I can tell when I'm talking to brand new real estate investors and I'll say double close or a sign. Some of them have a blank look on their face that have no idea what I'm talking about, but they nod their head and act like they do. And of course, some of them know the difference. But those are the types of terminology that it will be helpful to understand. And you can only get that from listening to podcasts like my FasterFreedom Show podcast or listen to YouTubes like this. It's never been easier to learn something from your phone. Information is becoming devalued every single day because of technology and AI. It used to take an expert to know certain things about a certain topic. Now you can get online and either Google it, look it up on YouTube University, or throw it into ChatGPT and learn what used to take years and years of learning or a long time to go through encyclopedias and go to libraries and learn about a topic. You can learn it in seconds with technology. Don't take that for granted, because information technology has never been as easy accessible as it is now. Now, a great resource that you can use to do all this with a real estate focus is using my free chatbot. It's called SamChat, and you can just go to SamChat, my name, SAMCHAT, samchat.io. It's absolutely free, and it's an AI chatbot that takes all of my YouTube videos and it gives all the answers that I've given in my YouTube videos to whatever question you have. There's probably not going to be very many questions that you're going to ask that I haven't answered on my YouTube videos, but you don't want to go through hundreds or thousands of my YouTube videos to get one answer. So just go to samchat.io, type in whatever question you have, and it will send you the exact answer that I've given in the past, and it will also link the video that I got the answer from. So it's just a way to be efficient. Number two, assess your current financial situation. Depending on where you are financially will be a huge part of what the next few steps are. So take a personal look at where you are financially. Look at your current income. Is that enough to cover all your expenses? Would you like to make more money now? Is that more important to you? Look at your credit score. Is your credit score in the 700s? If it's not, you should probably put some steps into place to increase your credit score. You can do a ton of different things with a low credit score. However, you have more open doors. There are more opportunities for you if you have a high credit score. So look at things like that. Do you have some bad debt that you want to get out of? Or are you making decent income in a job that you kind of like and you want to start to build wealth? Look internally at your current financial situation, and there are two ways that I suggest people doing that. Number one, what is your current cash situation? Do you have a lot of cash in the bank? Your savings, your checking, your investment accounts, are they all doing pretty well, or are you in a shortage of cash? And number two, what are your long-term goals? If your long-term goals are to add rentals and your cash situation is good, add rentals now. If your long-term goal is to add rentals, but you need cash, there's probably other strategies you're gonna look at in the next step. And if your long-term goals isn't adding rentals, it's just getting a lot of cash now to throw in crypto or throw in other investments, then there are certain things you're going to need to do. So look at your cash position and long-term goals, and that will help decide the next path. Number 3, develop a clear investment strategy based on your answers in number 2. Without a proper strategy, all this time, energy, and effort is pretty much going to waste. I guess you'll learn a little bit if you take action, but if you don't have a plan in place based on your current situation and your current goals, you could be going very hard and very far, that's what she said, in the wrong direction. I just alluded to this a little bit, but depending on what your current situation is will guide what you're going to do. So if you don't have a ton of cash and maybe have a low credit score, but you want to invest in real estate, the biggest strategy that you're gonna wanna focus on, at least for the first part of 2025, is wholesaling real estate. Wholesaling real estate is getting properties under contract to purchase on a sheet of paper and then usually not closing. Hence, you don't need a loan, hence you don't need a good credit score. You get the property under contract and then you sell to somebody else that has credit or that is loanable or lendable, and they buy it from you and you charge them a fee to do that. So wholesaling real estate is a great way to start investing in real estate, no matter what your situation, but especially if you need cash now and you have a low credit score, is kind of your only option. Of course, you can partner with somebody that has a good credit score and all those types of things, but if you're wanting to dig in yourself and you haven't surrounded yourself with the right people yet, wholesaling is a great strategy to start. Maybe you have a decent credit score, but you need cash, so you're technically lendable. That's a situation where you can borrow money to do a fix and flip and get bigger chunks of cash. The average wholesale fee is around 20 grand, the average flip profit's around 40 grand. So again, if your income is decent and you're lendable and you have a decent credit score, but you want a big chunk of cash, maybe you should get into fixing and flipping. And finally, if you're doing good financially, but you want to start to build wealth, that's when you get into rental properties. I mean, you should be getting into rental properties no matter what your current situation is, because rental properties build wealth. But if you're in a great situation, you want to start to build wealth, that is when you start to buy rental properties. So again, this is when you start to pick a path. And once you start to pick a path, there's a whole nother level of coming up with a plan. And that is coming up with a niche or an avatar type of investment property. You don't want to wholesale apartment complexes, flip houses, do ground up construction on self-storage facilities, and try and flip a hotel all at the same time. By the way, I've done all that at separate times, but what you want to do is focus on one thing. And if you're new to real estate investing, my suggestion would be focusing on single family properties, whether that be a flip, a wholesale, or a rental. Start with single families. I promise there will be plenty of time for you to get into the multifamilies, or for you to get into laundromats, or for you to get into self-storage facilities. So just start with single family properties. They're easy to get financing for, they're easy to get rid of, they're much more liquid. Do a handful of those, and then your opportunities will be opened up to invest in the future in bigger projects. Number 4 is to build a reliable team. You cannot do this on your own. So get over your ego and understand that you need to build a team if you want to be a real estate investor. Real estate investing involves lawyers, title companies, contractors, real estate agents, wholesalers, property managers, insurance agents, and a slew of other people that will help you get deals to the finish line. So you need to start to connect with those people. Now, don't worry, you're not going to meet them all overnight, and you will start to build a team over time. But the quickest way to immediately up your Rolodex is going to your local real estate investing meetup groups. Simply go to meetup.com, and if you're in a decent sized market, there's probably a handful of meetups in your area. I'm in St. Louis, which is a middle of the road population city, and there's probably 25 to 30 different meetups in our area. Some of them have 10 to 15 people that meet once a month, and others like ours have 250 to 300 people that meet every month. But just get connected and start to go to those meetups, because guess who attends those meetups? Lawyers, title companies, contractors, real estate agents, wholesalers, property managers, insurance agents. Those are the types of people that attend those meetings. And number 5, which is by far the most important, you probably know what it is, drum roll please, take action. Nothing changes unless you do. Having all the information all the knowledge and all the connections doesn't mean anything if you're not willing to get off the bench and get in the game. There is no reward to knowing how to do something. The only reward comes when you actually take action. But guess what else happens when you take action and implement? Risk gets involved at that point, which is what holds most people back. And that's gonna hold a lot of you back. That's why I try to set you up in steps 1 through 4 so that you had the information, you had the knowledge, you had the connections, you had the plan, which all should give you enough confidence to go take action. I have the best community in the country. It's not particularly close, in my opinion. We have 2,000 members that have bought over 500 million in real estate in the past few years. We do everything we can to help them. We give them all the information, daily calls, group calls, one-on-one calls, resources, videos, connections, everything, but you only can learn 25 or 30% from me inside of my paid community. The other 70%, you're going to have to learn on the job, and that requires you to take action. That requires you to fail. That requires you to screw up. That requires you to dust yourself off and get up, but you have to take action. Unfortunately, nothing changes unless you change. So you have to be willing to take the risk, you have to be willing to fail, and you have to go out there and take action. And then of course, follow steps 1 through 4, connect with local people, get involved in my community or another community like it that will help guide you and hold your hand throughout that process. But you have to put your foot on the gas if you want to go anywhere. Stop sitting in idle and stop not being where you want to be financially. The worst place for you to be at the end of 2025 is exactly where you are right now. So take action. Nothing changes unless you actually change. I love to help you do that. There are a ton of resources in the description of this video, including samchat.io, including a free training and some other videos that can help you educate yourself and get to the point where you're able to take action. Hopefully this video helps. Follow those 5 steps. If you want to learn more about real estate investing, check out this video over here and make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified when my podcast comes out on here, when I go live on here, and when I come out with educational videos. See you on the next one. Peace.